Hey, from the outdoor studios of Kentucky, somewhere in the state of Kentucky. Here visiting my granddaughters and my daughter, son-in-law. I had decided actually almost 2.5+ weeks ago to come here to help just get out of the house in the heat of Phoenix and also continue to recover, rest and recover from this situation and gout attack flare up for the last 4 months in my right leg. Had me not walking for until recently. Matter of fact, I came here on crutches, and by the second day I was able to gingerly get around, and now I'm moving pretty well, and really happy about that. Headed back here in a couple days, but thought I've been trying to post this update for a couple weeks now. You know, I started my YouTube channel for What's Up Boomer, for the boomers, and have a list way long on subjects and topics that I think are interesting, hopefully to build that community here of like-minded people that are 50, 60, 70 years old, 40-some years old, anybody, but specifically those facing their retirement years now, and really finding out it's not quite what we expected. That's what has happened for me, and in terms of financially, health-wise, etc. My first, what should I say, playlist series as it became, was addressing how I faced my mortality in April of this past year. It is now August, toward the third week in August or so, as I sit here in the backyard, which, by the way, it's about, I don't know, 70, 80 degrees. Humidity's a little bit whatever, but not too bad. It feels kind of good. You can hear the locusts, maybe the birds. This is where I typically sit every morning and have coffee and just do that daily practice I haven't really talked about, but I feel like it's making a difference in terms of focusing on my day and thinking about what it is I want to do, which is some big decisions coming up, and that's what I'll be talking about in my future episodes. So I thought about what to do with the channel, and it seems like a lot of people that build audiences are doing things like sharing their life. And I mean, I plan to do that, but I want to share things that I think will be appropriate or applicable to the a good number of us that are in those boomer years, and what to do with them. And I'm very optimistic that going forward, there's some really great things that we can do, even when we're not really prepared maybe financially for retirement yet, or worse yet, we're looking at this Social Security. If that's all you've got, what are we going to do? You know, and so in this recovery period after my heart event, and then of course in not being able to walk, I started watching YouTube, and I started seeing all these people, all the things people are doing that are facing these kind of challenges. One being RVing or living out of their cars or a van, which in our lifetimes that just wasn't, you know, we didn't say, well, I'm going to live and retire and live out of my van down by the river. Don't think so. Although there is a real appeal and attraction for those people that have simplified their lives and they're living very well. I don't think it would be for me, at least not at this point, because I don't know. There's just things that, you know, a couple things. Number one, medical care. That wouldn't be, there's just some issues there. You know, a nice bathroom, although, I heard my granddaughter. Anyways, these are all things they talk about. And after watching hours and hours of their stories, it's interesting. And they've developed audiences. The other thing people tend to be doing, I think, is the legacy aspect of recording these videos for, really, if no one else, your family, my grandkids, you know, to see their pop longer. There they are. I heard you guys. Hi, Emma. Well, that was just a little interruption. Granddaughter and mom are circling, doing their daily walk. They go through this alley back here. Anyways, pardon the interruption. But a lot of people using this legacy feature, and I really like that idea. And I think as I go forward, I'll be making videos with that in mind, of remembering to put things to memory that the family, the grandgirls, can go back and see and watch. Just kind of like what the old picture books were like. We have YouTube now, free, at least at this point, and it's a great option, I think, for not only taking that snapshot of what we're doing or what's happening, but now having the video, the voice, and that's kind of the norm for the future. And I'll be encouraging you to consider that, should you choose to do that. Other things that people are doing that are awesome for YouTube is how-tos. You know, you can teach yourself almost everything and anything now on YouTube. Legitimately quality things on how to do something. I use it all the time. What many don't understand is that when I've asked people, what's the biggest search engine in the world right now? Most people can answer that. It's Google. What's the second most used platform for search? No one usually gets this. It's YouTube. Probably, I think within the very near future, YouTube will be the biggest search engine because every topic under the sun is covered, and it's pretty useful. Another thing people use YouTube for is to entertain. I doubt I'll go that route as much, but hopefully there'll be some entertaining features to the videos I make, although that's not my focus. And then the sharing aspect of a video for various reasons. Obviously, one of the things I had not anticipated the channel being focused on is the importance of our health and what to do about it, at least for my case. I'll be sharing more of my journey and the major changes I've made and continue to stay with, despite the fact people I just had the other day saying, you think you can actually, isn't that a good sound? Sound of a train. It's just about a half mile or so, a little over a half mile that way, runs through the area. But, you know, the health aspect, the eating aspect, and the diets, and I can't tell you how important. I'll be doing, covering a lot of those things of what kinds of things I eat now, how I prepare it, how I survive it. I had a conversation the other day, someone checking in, seeing how I was doing, and they asked, they said, wow, are you still eating? Have you had any cheat meals? And I basically, no, I've had one. Went to my hometown while I'd been here. It's only a few hours away, and stopped at the Kewpie. If you've ever been to Lime, Ohio, then you know about the Kewpie. And to tell you the truth, I have no desire to have another one the rest of my life. It wasn't as good as I remembered. And that's a good thing. But in the question of, are you still eating? Have you changed anything? Have you gone back to anything you used to eat? Well, not really, nothing. I have a new way of eating, and it was like, gosh, you really think you can do that? And as I said in my first videos, absolutely, no question, because I'm going to do it. I told her the secret. I said that I will do it the same exact way I did the other way I used to eat, with meats and steaks and, salts, sugars, and fats. Great things that we become addicted to. I did that for 60 years, basically. That's how I plan to do my next whatever days and years I have left. And thankfully, because of the changes I've made and because of them catching this life-threatening health issue I had with the blockage in an artery that they were able to successfully open, and I have a new lease on life. It's like, man, I'm motivated to eat what I now believe is the way to eat, so that heart disease not only becomes a non-issue, it's reversed and becomes a non-issue in my future. I'll die of something else. We all die of something, but I won't have to worry about that based on what I've been learning over the last 4 months. So I'm looking forward to that. So what is my original plan for this channel was to talk about boomers and technology and how I think it can enrich our lives and enhance it. There'll be definitely that kind of things, the things that I find I love about living life today in the 2019 going forward. Grocery delivery, things like that, and how I'm using it now, and how I was against it before. But sharing these things so that you might find something there that would, you might try it based on just what's been working for me. Definitely be talking about health and recovery, and hopefully maybe you'll hear something or be encouraged maybe to do your own research and to benefit you going forward. And then something that's really been on my mind is the job situation. Major changes, I think, happening there. And how to live now in these retirement years once I get Social Security, or even before, how maybe I could live and create enough of a way to live and just without going back to corporate lives. And when you turn 40 or 50, I think there are many positions now that will not be open to you because I believe they don't want to hire someone that age. And I can see that. I'll share some examples with you and my experience. And again, more importantly, what I plan to do going forward, starting what I've already started in terms of creating the income that I need, that I want to live with reward and feel really good. So, let's see, what else? I'll just end today with sharing a plan I have. One of the things I've always wanted to see is the Golden Gate Bridge. It's iconic to me. I think as people our age. I mean, if you've never seen it, I just want to see it. I want to take some photos of it. I want to see it at sunset or sunrise. I have a good friend that lives in the area that has offered me. It's gonna be great. We met in Kauai actually, and it's to cross the bridge, take pictures obviously, and then take the ferry back. And we're going to cross it now. I think with my situation, rather than walk it, I think I'm going to take a motorized electric bike or something. Looking forward to that and hope to do that soon. But then it morphed into a plan. I'd like to, if you're seeing this in the future, hopefully it gets done, and I might even do it sooner than later. It'll either be fall or next spring would be the timeline, and that is to drive from the Golden Gate Bridge to the Statue of Liberty. Never seen either one, and then just share my journey with daily vlogging, the video logs. And I've got some plans with that in terms of maybe how to make it more interesting as far as just coming on and say, well, I covered the mileage, the weather, etc. But probably the people I meet and the places I see. And I'd just like to share that journey. It's kind of like one of those John Steinbeck, Travels with Charlie, if you remember that. He was one of my favorite authors when I was younger. Still is a great author. I love his drama, his novels, obviously covering deep social and human issues. And, late in his life, he got a camper truck. I think it was 68 or 69. He got his dog, took his dog, and he traveled from the East Coast around and back, the whole country. Now, it's funny because I was talking to my friend about this recently, and I had to admit, he mentioned, he said it was boring. I said, I know. I said, I agree. As a matter of fact, I didn't finish the book. And he laughed. He said, neither did I. I think I skipped ahead to the end to just see how it ended. Very, I mean, whatever. But, and I originally thought about doing that one time years ago to reenact it, but with the interstate system, I don't know how it's already been done, as a matter of fact. So with that in the spirit of his travels, I will take a trip from driving, and I'll talk more about that here coming up, from the Golden Gate Bridge to the Statue of Liberty. We're looking at two things I've never seen before, and very excited about that. And I've already plotted out the potential route. So I'll talk about that coming up and keep you informed on that. And I hope as this audience will grow, it will be something on the channel going forward that people will enjoy watching that journey and fun. And I'll talk about how I'm funding it, etc. And I'll talk about the cost. That's the big thing with me right now is, okay, number one, do I have the time? I think I will, because I'm planning about a 3-week period, how much it's going to cost, etc., and how I plan to do that. And how to eat with plant-focused on the trip, not stopping at fast food hamburger joints. Let's see if this is about ready to, okay, good. Oh, how about that? All right, there we go. You're back. All right, so from the outdoor studio in Kentucky, USA, and my handwritten notes, written by myself. We'll check in next time, and subscribe, any questions, talk about what you'd like to see as being part of this community and videos going forward, and let's talk about these things on YouTube. Thanks for watching.